time to turn our attention to Minucci's favorite topic, his love of the game for the National Football League. And that means Rudy Carpenter joins us right now on the guest line, the Wright Toyota guest line. Rudy, it's Jimmy B and Minucci. How are you today, pal? And are you getting excited because football is almost here?
Well, yeah, most definitely. Obviously not excited about the Arizona summers, but the Arizona summers mean that the NFL season is coming.
How does a kid from California, from SoCal, Rudy, handle these 195-degree days 2-3 weeks at a time? How did you adjust to all that when you came over here?
It's horrendous. I'm in San Diego right now, so I think that tells you a whole lot about how I feel about Arizona summers.
Yeah, and I think that I just came back from Denver, so I'm here in the thick of it, training those young guys. Fortunately, I can go inside on Sunday afternoons at Legacy Park. But one of the things I told all my guys, I had a chance, Rudy, to spend some time with my daughter and son and her fiance Deandre to watch the quarterback on Netflix. So if you had a chance to watch as they followed Mariota and Mahomes and Kirk Cousins throughout the season this last year, I just say a great appreciation of how hard these quarterbacks have to work in the National Football League. Have you a chance to see a glimpse on any of it yet?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it, and I think it's a good look for what I would call civilians to get a chance to see what goes on in professional sports. I think a lot of times when professional athletes they play and they have a helmet on and you see them on TV all the time or hear them on the radio. You see them from afar and or you hear about what kind of money they make. A lot of times it's easy to dehumanize them and forget that at the end of the day they still have kids, they still have wives, they still have family complications. Just like anybody else's job, the NFL for them is a job, so they have job and work complications that happen, and it's a good insight to see, what it's like for these guys and how much pressure they have on them. And then on the football side of it, you hear, I think a lot of times it's easy to think, quarterback just drops back and, looks at a defense and throws a curl route or throws a slant route. But when you really see how much goes into the play call, how much goes into the pass protection, how much goes into any adjustments and just all the different things that go on, I think it gives the regular person, some perspective and hopefully some appreciation for, what these guys do and how hard it is on them, both physically and mentally.
Really interesting because I watched all 8 episodes, and my daughter and her fiance had a chance to watch some of it too. And the one thing that I think you brought up there is so many people watch the football leave their hand, how often they get hit, the injuries they have to deal with, the bumps, the bruises, just getting their bodies ready. And then the other thing, they were just amazed at the Brainiac one. I'm not a spoiler, but all of the mental preparation from play calling to film study to all that you have to do on top of your regular practice. They were like, damn. I said, yeah, that's a life of Rudy Carpenter and Deandre lived for many years.
Yeah, it's a full-time gig. It's not just something that you wake up and you do while you're inside the building or while you're at practice. It's as you see a lot of these guys, the notebooks and the iPads and the film study places that they have even installed in their houses so that they can practice, go to meetings, and when they come home, get right back to it and do all of their own extra film work and extra game prep and extra game study. It's, these guys get up early and they go to bed late at night, and it's all that they do is watch film and prepare for the upcoming game. And when they're not preparing mentally, they're spending every other second of the day trying to get their bodies ready. Because it is a quick turnaround from Sunday to Sunday. And then if you have one of those Thursday night games, it's even a much quicker turnaround. It can be very, very difficult. So, yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that you see, too, is it's not just the quarterback. It's really, these guys have to have a full-fledged team around them, a team of coaches, obviously, their families, but obviously a team of people that help them with their foundations and charities that they do on their off days, a team of people that help them with their recovery and their body, when they're at home. And then That doesn't even include, all of the business stuff these guys have going on with marketing and financials and everything else. You got to have teams of people helping them with all of that stuff too. So it's a really complicated deal for these guys. They have a lot on their plate.
All right. So what's on the plate then of Kyler Murray? As we're about a week or so away now from getting underway at training camp. State Farm Stadium is where that will begin. He has come out and indicated that, hey, if I'm ready to go, game one, I'm going to play. Are you buying that, or is that just some media hype and he's just trying to keep everybody positive?
I think that Kyler Murray genuinely believes that. I think he believes as the franchise quarterback that if he's healthy and cleared and he feels like he's ready to play week one, that he will. But I think ultimately his coaching staff is going to have some decision-making to do, and I think that the owner is going to have to make some decisions. Obviously, the guy writing the check is the one who has the final decision, and he's got to protect his investment. And if his investment isn't 100% ready to go and not only can play and protect himself, but can play at his absolute best, I'm not sure Mr. Bidwell will put him out there and let him play. But if they all feel like he's ready to go, then yeah, I'm sure he'll play. But when you ask about what's on his plate, I think you saw a little bit of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins had a new coaching staff, which meant he had a whole new system. Yeah. Which
3 minutes.
New verbiage that he had to learn and he had to get used to, and it's really difficult because it's not just learning the verbiage and understanding the play. You want to be able to spit out the verbiage like at the back of your hand, and then be able to read and react, very quickly based on what a defense is doing, and that takes a lot of practice, a lot of reps. You saw Marcus Mariota sitting down with his wife, going over play calls and practicing. You saw Kirk Cousins doing the same thing, and I think Kyler Murray with the new offense, new verbiage, new scheme, new everything. I think that's what's going to be, on his plate, and probably the most important thing that he has going on is trying to learn the new offense and make sure he understands that new system and what he's supposed to do within that new system like the back of his hand.
Rudy, before I let you go, I want to get your thoughts on Deandre Hopkins signing with the Titans. You like that signing? I know that the Patriots were definitely interested, but I don't know if they wanted to pay the 13 plus or minus
2 minutes
per year. But D-Hop, how much does he improve Ryan Tannehill's prowess and the Titans, who are pretty much have been very vanilla with the offensive setting with D. Henry carrying most of the load?
Well, I think the last thing you said is the most important thing. I think when DeAndre Hopkins came out and he said, here's all the things that I want in the next team that I'm going to join. And I think anytime you make declarations like that, you just set yourself up for failure, because now people can go back and say, oh, D-Hop, you signed with the Tennessee Titans. That literally none of what you said you wanted in your next team is really available with this team. You just took the money, even though I don't know how many of us really know truly what that contract looks like just yet. So, who knows? I thought D-Hop would have probably went to a team that was going to be a Super Bowl contender year one and, giving him a much better chance to win a Super Bowl. Now, with that being
1 minute, 1 minute.
D-Hop looks at it and says, this offense runs through Derrick Henry, which means that if teams want to stop this offense, they're going to have to get a safety down there in the box. They're going to have to play a lot of single high coverage. And if teams are playing a lot of single high coverage, that means D-Hop is going to get a lot of one-on-one chances. And if he gets a lot of one-on-one opportunities, I like D-Hop against almost any corner in the league. I like him, in a one-on-one matchup against any corner that's out there. Give him a chance to make a contested catch. I think it's a good matchup, and I think he might have looked at that and said, I'm going to get a lot of chances to get one-on-one coverage, and I'm going to get some opportunities. Now, the question is going to be, can the Tennessee Titans be creative enough to find ways to get him the ball, and can Ryan decisions and accurately throw him the football? Now, to me, I think that's something that's still up for debate, and we're going to find out here once the NFL season starts. But he makes that team better, no doubt.
Yeah. Always good, pal, when we catch up with you. Thank you, as always, for your NFL insight.
Just curious, what's the weather over there right now, Rudy? What's the temperature?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know. It's perfect.
We hate you.
Yeah, that's the weather.
Yeah, well, Rudy, it'll be 117, but with the 20-mile-an-hour wind, the wind chill factor will be 110, so it'll be a little cooler here.
Yeah. I'm over here for 2 weeks, so you guys enjoy.
Thank you.
He's killing us. Thank you, Rudy. We'll talk to you next week, pal. There you go. Rudy Carpenter just beating us up because we're out in 117 degrees.
Big dog.
I know.